Hello guys, so as you might know, I've been trading with FundedNext for a long period of time now. Today I want to show you one of the accounts that has been funded for a period of just about 1 year as we speak. I'll walk you through the account statement in a minute, but before that I'll just show you some proof because I've been documenting my trading journey online for a long period of time now. Now this specific account that I want to show you today has been funded for over 12 months and the initial balance was $50,000. I documented its journey all the way from passing phase 1, phase 2. Here's the first video where I showed how I passed my phase 1. When I was in phase 2, I documented being 2% up, being almost 4% up, and eventually passing and getting funded on this account. And if I click this video, I'll just fast forward to show you the part where I showed the account number of the new funded account. So this is the new funded account last year, and you can see the account number is here 110,82033. Same account number if you come on my dashboard is here, you can see that right now. And if I show you on my MT5, it's currently logged in 110,82033. So that's the same account that I've been funded with for a period of 1 year now. And before I get to the account statement, my experience with FundedNext has been very nice. Never had a single payout denied. I even got scaled up at some point in FundedNext. And at the moment, I have a couple of accounts with this prop firm, but I'll just show you this specific one because it's the one that has completed 1 full year. Also, by the time of the recording, I'm in some drawdown of about $3,000, but that's never an issue. What matters is the consistency. That being said, feel free to check out FundedNext website. I do have the links in the video description. Some of my favorite features with them is they allow news trading. You do get 15% profit share in your challenge phase, which I've shared in my previous withdrawals as well. And your payouts are guaranteed within 24 hours or you get paid an extra $1,000. So check out their challenges, read through all their rules. Then once you find the model that suits you, you can even purchase using local payment methods. For example, in my country, Kenya, you can buy your challenge using M-Pesa, which is a mobile money payment method. So it's very easy when you're using FundedNext. Now that being said, let's get started. The account was a stellar two-step $50,000 initial balance. In this video, I'm about to show you how I've withdrawn over $10,000 in this account alone. And just for the purposes of highlighting that, it means this account, you purchase it with about $300. And that $300 initial investment, I've been able to turn it to over $10,000. So if you are to do a percentage basis, this $300, turning it to $10,000 within 12 months is literally over 3,000% return on that same initial investment, which is only possible when you're using the leverage that comes with prop firms. Here's my MT5 platform on the PC. First thing I'll do is to come under the history. So at the moment I've already displayed all the history, but just to confirm that, let's right click. Then we come to all history and you can see it's just the same thing. So it's not refreshing because it's the same page already. So here's the initial deposit. That is 26th of April last year. I took my first trade on the same day just to activate the account. But the first trade, which was valid based on my strategy, was a $1,200 profit, and that trade was on 8th of May. So long story short, I just want us to try and scroll through and see the withdrawals on this account. So you see we have a 2600 USD. We move further and we have another $1,000 here. I'll just add them up and you can do your math as well just to confirm the same thing. Then we scroll downwards, we have another one, 1274. We have 866, and then we have 74, and then we have 1983. Then I had some losing streak of about 1, 2, 3, 4 trades here. I was able to recover, and then we did the most recent 2691 withdrawal. Long story short, that's over $10,000 withdrawal from an initial balance of $50,000, which means it's an account growth of well over 21% during that period, which is great performance for a 12-month period, considering I don't risk crazily. Now, if I look at my system from last year to now, I've returned way over 40%. The reason why this account is only reflecting 20% is simple. As I've told you, I don't do copy trading, meaning I don't take all my setups on these accounts. So there are times when I'm waiting for a payout on this account and I might go for even a week or two without trading. Or there are times where I might even go for a period of 3 weeks or a month without trading because I'm executing on a different account. So it's because of that reason that you might find some profits will be withdrawn from different accounts and not this one. So that's why my system last year to date reflects almost 40%, which by the way I've been documenting online. You can check my recent videos where I've been showing my quarter by quarter breakdown, but I've only reflected about 20%, half of that, which is still not bad considering I was not executing all the setups on this account. So I'm just walking you through my P&L statement to just try to paint for you a picture of what profitability looks like sometimes. Now, I want you to understand that this amount was only made from a $50,000 account, and it just gives you an idea of what you could have made if you have more capital. Assuming you had a 200K account alone, you could have easily made over $40,000 on just one account. And if you have 200K accounts in 5 prop firms, which is about $1 million, it means for a 12-month period, you've literally made close to $200,000. And these are not made up figures. I'm just showing you statistics of what I've done and the difference between trading a 50K account versus a 200 versus $1 million account. And the last one here is just simple. Capital sometimes is what creates the difference. That's why as a trader, you want to do your best to focus on scaling up your capital. If you divide the 200 by 12, it's almost a 17,000 USD monthly profit. So these are the things as a trader you should use to gauge yourself. I can't tell you how many times traders have such performance and then they think they're not making money, but it's simply because they're using a small account. These same results, if I had done them on a 5K account, I'd have only made, if I'm not wrong, I think about $1,000 for a whole 12-month period. So as you are developing in your trading journey, you need to get to a point where you understand that the amount of money you make is only a function of your capital. So if you made $1,000 this month or in the last year and you're not impressed, don't focus on the amount of money you made. Look at it from the perspective of what percentage was it from the capital that I was trading. So then if I gauge my profitability, do you think I'll have a reason to question whether my trading is going well or not? Of course, according to me, my trading is going on well. If I'm not impressed with the amount of money I'm making, my focus then shifts to building up the capital, which is something I'm doing actively, and very soon I'll give you guys updates on my journey in terms of scaling up my capital so far. But long story short, this is the whole idea of trading, the whole idea of profitability. You won't flip accounts every day. You won't have every month being your best month. Sometimes you'll have losing streaks. Even as we speak right now, this account is in a drawdown. And let me just show you the account report so that you can have the full account statement of the last 1 year. So we come to right click, then we go to the report and we view the overview here, which is currently showing us the reports. So let's try to make the screen bigger and we start with a summary of the account, pull this all the way down. And this is basically a report of this trading account for the last 1 year. So far, the profit sits at about $7,400 because I'm in a drawdown of about $3,500. That's why it's showing this. But I've shown you the active withdrawals and you've seen the withdrawals are over $10,000. So this is just because of the drawdown that I am in right now on this specific account. So here you can see the detail of this account. So let's go under the profit and loss. Nothing to hide. I'm just showing you openly how my account statement looks like. As much as you know someone is a profitable trader, you need to understand how the months look like. There are times when I'll have consistent months where I'm making money. Sometimes I'll have months where my system is not performing the best. And also the biggest challenge is with prop firms right now, I'm not very heavy on copy trading. So you might find I lost some money in this account, but then I took some trades in other accounts and they made profits. But since you're focusing on this account, I just want us to get an idea of how my trading has been looking like for a 12-month period on a 50K account, which has returned way over 20%. So let's check our long and short. Here you can see I did have 85% long trades. I've taken 47 trades in 1 year, won only 19 of them, which shows you the win rate is less than 50%. However, we do have a couple of trades that I always take for the purpose of just keeping the account active. I think we have close to 10 trades here, which I was opening with a 0.01 just to keep the account active. So if I do my math well, my win rate is still way over 50%. Here are the commissions for the year, the net P&L. We check the symbols and we do have CAD yen, USD yen, AUD CAD, and NZD USD. I don't trade NZD USD. This is one of those trades which I was taking just to keep the account active. AUD CAD, I traded it last year for a couple of months, but then I dropped it. That's why you'll notice its performance has not been very consistent on this account statement. However, you can see here that the net profit by each symbol, CAD yen has been my most profitable pair for a 1 year period, followed up by USD yen. And of course, AUD CAD. You can further see the exact profit. This is CAD yen, the amount. This is USD yen, AUD CAD, and NZD USD. Come under the risk, and here you will see my maximum consecutive wins is 5, maximum consecutive losses is 9, mine. Again, most of these things are not that accurate as compared to my journal for a simple reason. You see, when you open your trade and even it closes at break even, sometimes because of that commission, instead of closing at zero, it might close at a negative, let's say even $10. So that will be counted as a loss. However, you see in my journal, that was a break even trade. So for the last 2 years, I've not lost even 5 trades in a row, not consecutively. I think the highest losing streak I've had is either 3 or 4 trades maximum. But either way, you still get the perspective and see what the metrics are saying. Maximum consecutive profit has been about 3,500. Maximum consecutive loss about the same thing. Best trade about 2,000. Worst trade about 1,300. So if you look at my trading, really, there's nothing that unique. I don't win every day. I don't have back-to-back TPs all the time. So then how am I able to have a consistently profitable account statement like this and make over 20% verified returns in a 12-month period? It's very simple. Risk to reward ratio, nothing else. Risk to reward ratio is what assists me to take losses and recover. I've gone into drawdowns multiple times, but I always recover. Some might take me longer, maybe a month or two, especially if it's like a 3-trade losing streak. Like right now, I'm in a drawdown which might take me close to, not many trades actually. I just need 2 winners and I'll have recovered my current drawdown. Thing is, my system doesn't give me setups every time. I might actually finish a month with only those 2 winners. So that's it, 20% for a 12-month period. And just to let you know, before the 20%, I had done about 8% for phase 1 and 5% for phase 2. So I've done about 34% in a period of 1.5 years, I guess, or 1.25 years. All verified because I've documented my journey with this account online. You can literally see it all the way from the challenge phase. Phase 1, phase 2, getting funded, and now I'm showing you a 1-year account statement. Will it do another year? I really can't tell. We'll just have to wait and see. The thing with having your account going for a long period of time, it's not something you really plan. It's just a function of how your trading strategy is working versus you as a trader executing perfectly to make sure you are replicating the same thing that your trading system is showing. So as long as my strategy is profitable and it keeps behaving the same and the market conditions are nice, I don't see why this account won't go for another year. Also, assuming I'm executing well, because sometimes you might get frustrated. In the past, I've lost many accounts because of frustration, where I've been in a drawdown of like 5 or 6%, especially when I get into a big drawdown of like 7 or 8%. Most of the time I always get frustrated. Then I get a trade and I decide, let me just go all in and try to recover the drawdown. Then I blow it up. But assuming I just keep executing consistently with the same risk, which is another thing that has helped this account to go for this long, having consistent risk. I don't risk 1% today, 3% tomorrow. I try risking the same percentage consistently, which is usually just anywhere close to 1%. If you're inconsistent with your risk, you automatically destroy your risk to reward ratio. So one thing you got to understand is risk to reward ratio is only effective assuming consistent risk. So if you're trying to do your math and you're like, my system does a 1:3, a 1:5, but then today you're risking 1%, tomorrow 10%, the other day 6%, your risk to reward is almost useless, because risk to reward is a function of assuming the risk remains constant. So that's why I try my best to remain with the same risk consistently on all of my accounts. And then the next thing is, clearly I have an effective system which can make money consistently. Done over 40% verified results. Again, you can find all of that in my previous quarterly breakdown where I've been showing my trades, my profit and loss. So having a system that can return for me close to 40% assuming perfect execution in a year, that's a very great system in my opinion. Because you can see, even with those many trades that I missed, I still return 20% on one account. So for me, having a profitable system is also a plus, because you can't do all these things by luck. I'm very patient. I know when to take a setup. I know when to be outside the market. And these are some of the things that help me make money consistently. And lastly, I'd also give this to patience. If you are an impatient person, I don't think you can have your account for this long period of time without blowing it up. It takes a lot of patience for you to be waiting for those nice and high probability trades. And patience also comes with you being detached from the money. If I woke up every morning and I was thinking, yeah, I have a 50k account, let me try to make some money, I'd have blown this account long time ago. But I'm not so attached with the potential profits of this account. I'm only attached to being consistent with following my plan. Because as long as you follow your plan, you can make some money over time. The opposite is true. If you don't follow your plan and you try too hard to make some money, you end up blowing your accounts now. So for me, I'm very patient and I'm not so attached to making money from from the markets. I don't start my month thinking I must make X amount of money this month. I just go with the flow. And as I've told you before, you want to also scale up your capital, because I have a couple of accounts. Even if this account is in drawdown right now and I take my next 2 trades on a different account that is not in drawdown, I'll still be able to withdraw over $3,000 or $4,000. So that's something else that keeps me going, just having scaled up capital. And of course, you don't want to have trading as your only source of income, so that you can have time to be patient and still live your life well without having all your bills dependent on the profits you make from the markets. So I'm looking forward to scaling up my capital, which is something I'm working on. Very soon I'll give you an update. I've got to a point in my trading where I look at my performance, quarterly, and every time I question myself as to why I'm not funded, with a lot of capital, because that's the only reason I'm not making 5 or 6 figures a month if I want to. It all boils down to capital at a certain point, and I think I'm at that stage in my trading where my system is showing me the system is effective and I just need to build my capital. I'm sure you traders can learn a lot from this video and just seeing my account statement and following up with my trading journey. And this is one of those videos again which just shows you it's actually possible to make money from the forex market consistently. So that's it for this video. Feel free to share your thoughts about the performance. If you think I could have done better, feel free to share, and also feel free to share your account statement as well. Before you judge my performance, let's see what you've done for a year. Let's see your 20, 30, 50% return for the year, because at the end of the day, long-term trading is about consistency and track record, nothing else. The moment I'm barely in my mid-20s and I can pull 40% return a year, 20% return a year, then you ask yourself, what if I keep trading for the next decade? Because this thing is a growth curve. You look at it just like any other career. Most traders are so impatient. They want to make all this money within a month, all this money within their first or 2 years. But when you look at trading as a long-term career, and then you see the potential as you move forward. There's a time when I couldn't make any money from the markets. There's a time when my psychology was so poor, I didn't even understand how one could be patient, how one could go for 2 or 3 days without executing. So if I look at the trading journey, all the way from developing my psychology, being able to build a profitable system, because I didn't copy my strategy from anyone. Of course, I learned the price action online, because price action is overall information which you can find anywhere. But I tested so many things until I built my own system. So when you get to these levels and you see that progress, then it just shows you how much there is to achieve in this field, assuming you keep making yourself better as a trader, sharpening your skill and scaling that capital. Because just 3 years ago, I think I was still struggling to flip small accounts, and now I'm here managing way over 6 figures, looking forward to hitting 7 figures anytime soon. So that's my 1-year trading account statement on my FundedNext account. Nothing else to share. Again, feel free to check out their website, links in the video description, for a 110% refund. Meaning once you pass your challenge, instead of just getting the usual refund of this fee, you'll get this fee plus an extra 10% if you use the link in the video description. So I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.